Good day and welcome. In this video I want to show 6 floor-based movements that you can practice on a wall. But the cool thing is you can also put them onto the floor and also practice them there. But hey, if you're not interested in acrobatics, all of these movements will be a great way to work on your upper body mobility, upper body strength, general suppleness, so keep on doing them with me. With so many people nowadays sharing their practices on Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth, it's so easy to get inspired and find so many cool moves. But what stands between you and those moves? That's right, the learning process. Sometimes figuring out these moves is hard. So anything that will ease up the learning process, such as using a wall instead of the floor, is quite helpful. For this one, we try to do what I call the back transition on the wall. It is one of the most foundational ways of entering a floor to get into a lying level without using too much strength. So already keep this in mind. Try to work on the wall in such a way that holds back strength and focuses much more technique and efficiency. So what you want to do is use your arm in order to fold yourself into the floor. So really I'm bending my arm, elbow goes into the crease of my hips. This motion is rather easy. And the more you go downwards, further away from the wall, it becomes harder and harder. So you can find your spot so you can practice nicely. Once my shoulder is on the wall, I will simply use a swiping motion that will then roll me over with my whole back against the wall. I will continue the circle and therefore receive the wall with my other shoulder, folding out of the floor, pushing away, and I have my back transition. The second pattern is basically a side roll. It uses the same mechanics as the back transition on the wall in just a different way. So my starting position is now actually facing the wall. I then use the same folding mechanism as before, take a step in order to receive the wall with my back. My lower back is still away from the floor, so I'm focusing on my upper back and shoulders. I will continue and now will step, pushing away from the wall. Since we're now going for a roll, we also need to curl up our body, especially the torso, make it more ball-like so we can actually roll across it without any bumps. Number 3, the human pretzel, or the floor spiral, or in this case, the wall spiral. Starting with my body facing the wall and in a wide stance, I will first open up my body as much as I can. Even just doing this one is a great way to open up your body and especially your thoracic spine, get it more flexible. What we then try to do from here, open up one arm. This allows us to roll over against the wall. The other arm is moving down, so both arms moving in the opposite direction. I'm opening up like a windmill into a T position, continuing, going out on the other side, opening up. Hey there, you can greatly support me by simply clicking the thumbs up, writing a comment, subscribing to this channel, and therefore supporting my work here on YouTube. For the fourth one, let's turn the world upside down for the neck roll. Learning this one on the floor seems to be a struggle for many beginners. Mostly because we're in a very compromised position with our neck, completely folded over ourselves. Therefore, practicing it first on the wall is quite a nice way to go for it. What we want to do is already be in a lower position. So I'm really fully leaning against the wall with my shoulder in a wide stance. The first thing that is happening now is I want to kind of slide down the wall and try now as soon as I can, when my head is going down towards the floor, to step with my foot and rest against the wall on my neck, leaning further towards the other side continuously pressing into the wall and stepping out again. For this one, really make sure shifting the weight slowly, pressing, figuring out when exactly I can step, leaning, and coming up again. If you wish to dive much deeper into acrobatics, check out my Finding Flow online programs. All of the programs are comprised of high-quality video breakdowns of all moves and techniques. If you're already familiar with basic acrobatics, the Acrobatics Lab online program is the perfect choice for you. But I also have something for beginners. Finding Flow the Basics and Finding Flow Integrations offer you a great way into this beautiful practice. Use the code YouTube10 for a 10% discount. Enjoy! Number 5. Using the wall so we can prepare ourselves for a nice bridge. That's right, actually using the wall is a great way in order to learn backwards bridging. For this one, I start with my hand placed around shoulder height against the wall. I then want to firstly lean into the wall and really only load the palms of my hand. Once I have this, I can try to use the pressure against the wall with a bent elbow, pivot across the palm of the hand, and try to bring my head back to the wall. Simply practice this for a couple of times until you feel how you can pivot around your own hand in order to enter the first step of this bridge. From here we can actually perform a full circle, pivoting into the wall, receiving the wall with our head, using the other hand to fulfill the path. You can even try to go lower, keep the head from touching the wall, and perform a full bridge rotation just like this. If you feel very comfortable with this one, you can also try to keep your arms from bending too much, keeping them more and more straight and trying to do exactly the same task. There is actually a cool variation of this one where you will just use one arm for a bridge rotation. Going into our bridge, now I'm stepping with my right leg, if my right arm is against the wall, over the other, diving through this window, and I have a very nice bridge dive through. So what I'm doing here is freestyling with all of the bridge variations. One arm, switches, bent arm, straight arm, so on and so forth. And lastly, we got number 6, the QDR against the wall. Quedaderins means a step in our kidneys. And this already gives clarification where exactly we want to place our elbows. Not in the front of the body, more in the side and the back of the body. This one comes from capoeira and is a great way in order to condition and strengthen the upper body. So the first thing that we want to do is place our elbow in the side of the body and try to lean into the wall. My body is really resting against my arm, which should be more or less perpendicular towards the wall. So I can really rest on it like a shelf. And maybe even already finding some sort of transition towards the other side. Here is an extra variation for the QDR. I want to lean against the wall with my shoulders. I then place my arm against the wall, making sure I lead with my thumb and index finger. Now from here I try to squeeze my body inwards, already giving space for this arm. I then place my arm and try to load my body on top of this arm. Going down, arms like in the back transition, thumb index finger leading, shifting on top. This takes a lot of practice and a lot of specific mobility. Take it easy, figure it out with time. If you know me or my videos, you know that I would never let it be with only techniques. Let's now try to play with all of the moves that I've showed you in this video. Simply set our timer to about 2 or 3 minutes or play a nice song. Use all of these techniques, flow in between one and the other, and simply have a free-flowing experience against the wall. Well, and that's it. 6 movements that also you can practice against the wall. I hope you liked this video. Please let me know, as always, in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm planning to release definitely 1 or even 2 videos per week in the future, so much more to come. If you're interested in my work, check out the video description, learn from live workshops that I'm teaching all around the world, learn through my online programs as well, dive deeper into acrobatics, much more on www.neilteisner.shop. See you in the next time. Happy practice. Ciao, ciao.